to order at 10:02 a.m. Welcome to those on campus. Welcome to those on Zoom. We are having this meeting of the Student Government Association at Mount Wachusett Community College. And we need to have the approval of the minutes from the February 25th. Has everybody had a chance to look those over? Okay. May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
To approve the minutes.
Okay,
So moved.
thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Justina. Any discussion? I do have one point of discussion. Jen, Miss Secretary.
Yeah.
Our minutes do not get posted on the Google Drive. They get posted on Involvement and then sent out to the SGA.
Oh, okay.
So I just wanted to make a note of that. That way you know. If you have any issues with posting on Involvement and how to send out a relay, please don't hesitate to contact me. We can have a FaceTime about that, or we can Zoom about that. I just wanted to let you know. It's nothing bad. I just wanted to give you an FYI about that. So do we have any other discussion regarding the minutes? Okay, all of those in favor to approve the minutes?
Aye.
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 Okay, so it's, our minutes have been approved. Excellent. Okay, we're gonna head towards our reports. Ernest, do we have anything from the Constitution Committee at the moment?
No.
Nothing to report on Constitution. Chloe, do we have anything on Ways and Means?
No.
Okay, nothing on Ways and Means. Cody, you are up next with Student Trustee.
I'm starting that off. Hold on a second. No, our meeting isn't coming up until a little bit later, but nothing to report now.
Okay. Student Advisory Council. I know we have a Student Advisory Council meeting in a couple of weeks after spring break. So, and we're going to continue to work on the Community Day on April 5th. I'm correct on that one, right, Cody?
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
The Community Day,
6.
April 6th.
I think it's the 6th. Let me double check.
I think it's on the meeting minutes.
If you guys can forget for me, taking the keys is once.
I am actually pulling up the meeting minutes. Yes, it is April 6th. So we are going to be working on getting that all set up. Cody and I will get more information on our next Student Advisory Council meeting. So
Yeah.
I think, yep,
I
I think
don't
we,
think it's going to be that much more information considering how things are moving up to. So I
yes,
expect next meeting that we meet up, that we're gonna at least have to do similar to what we do with the SGA.
Mhm.
SGA, we can form some groundwork for ourselves.
okay. What I would, okay, next is Chloe, have you heard anything as liaison?
I did, but there's a problem with that, because after I signed it, it disappeared and I couldn't get back in. So I don't know if the confirmation went to Kathy, or it didn't go to you, because you talked earlier. So I don't know where it went, so I can't reach out to them because I don't have their information anymore. After I signed
Let
it,
me
it
go
disappeared.
into, after this meeting, Chloe, what I will do is I will go into involvement and take a look at that.
I didn't see anything on involvement. I mean, is there a specific place where we can see forms for SGA? Because I don't have access to that if there is.
I do. I'll take a look. I'll take a look and I will let you know. Okay, so Academic Senate, I think our meeting is this week, but I've been having a conflict with that. So, but I'll get back to you guys on that because I have to get I'll talk to the secretary and get the notes on that. So who took over Student Success Committee? I guess nobody did. So we're almost at the end of the semester, so I will see if I can get notes from the Student Success Committee, and I'll bring those to the next meeting. Cody, do you have anything from technologies?
Not really. We do have a meeting, I think, coming up next week. So I'll have more to report for our next meeting.
Okay, and I know you guys had all college forum, right, Cody?
Yeah. Okay, let me-
Anything on that?
There's quite a few stuff. Okay, so they talked on a lot of, it was mostly internal, for like the structure, not only the campuses themselves, but how legislation is going to be apparent within Mountain View Community College. They're talking about updating the Leominster campus with new actual structures, not furniture. That was a very specific point they harped on, was it's not going to be an economical driven reconstruction of the Leominster campus, elevators, parts that are falling off, that kind of thing. They touched on the Lyris Allen, which is the automated technology department they're looking to purchase. They're still going ahead with that one to secure that for Massachusetts. A big thing was that Devon's has had a literally 35 to 50% reduced footprint in terms of literal feet and also money coming into the campus. So they're looking to downsize that one to fit where the community is at that location. So they're exploring options there. Another big thing was a legislative proposal. Currently, because of how things were pre-COVID, there were a lot of individual contracts with the GPA, with the professors and all of the stuff. And what they're looking to do is have them be umbrellaed under a single governing contract to streamline the process going forward and to make things easier. So that is a big advance that they're working on. So there's a lot of working on. The last big thing that they brought up, which I actually had a part in and had the opportunity to speak at, was the mask requirement. Jim brought up a discussion where people were able to talk to multiple forums, bring up their opinions and thoughts on the current mask situation in Massachusetts. The governing feeling was that we should wait because the K-12 is having the mandates lifted, and they were asking the temperature of the room for lifting in here at the Mount immediately at the end of the semester or mid-semester. As we have known at the end of the emails that have been sent out, it looks like it's gonna be at the end of the semester. They're gonna finally remove the mask mandate. That was the whole point.
Okay, so what I had, okay, so, okay, so that's good. Thank you, Cody. Lost my agenda, there it is, okay. Any other committees? So let me just, sorry, I'm trying to work with trying to do things multiply, and I apologize. Okay, so the next thing is leadership team. Jason is not here. he had a conflict. So what his main thing was going to be talking about was the email that everybody received on Wednesday of last week about the mask mandate, the update for face coverings, which are going to still be in effect until the end of the spring semester. That date is going to be May 20th. He also included in that the what do they call this? The state from all of the 15 community colleges. They had come together and made the masking announcement. So that was included in the email. That went out to all students on Wednesday. And so, so that's one thing that he was talking about, that he was going to talk about. And I know Candace is not here, and unfortunately I have not heard from anything from her. So if she pops in, then we will, have her speak. We're going to we're going to go into old business. So my plan with the virtual and on-campus office hours, we all got an email from Kathy. Let me just see when it was, because I know Kathy had sent us all an email a couple of days ago. Wednesday, thank you. Yeah, she had sent us an email Wednesday about the Give Pulse about putting your hours in for the week. You can do it all in one per day if you want. And because she is on vacation this week, and I usually reset the schedule, I'm going to add an extra week so we don't lose what's on the on-campus and Kumo space. So that way, if you put your hours there, she can go back and look at them when she gets back. If you say like you do hours today or yesterday and you don't submit them until over the weekend, I'll leave those up an extra few days. So that way they can so you can make sure your hours are approved. Another thing that we have is going into our bi-weekly committee meetings. So I know for a fact our committee meetings have been working out amazingly. And one of the things that I had a meeting with Cody on Tuesday, and I don't know if you all got a copy of it, because I made sure that everybody was able to be an editor on it. And I know you guys talked about this last Friday, but I was not there. I apologize. It was about the email for recruitment. And I put that on the Google Drive for everybody. So it is on there. And I know we had talked about, I think you guys had talked about, and then Cody and I had talked about possibly updating the bylaws and making that a secretary position, part of the secretary's position. But, and I had thought that during the first, maybe towards after, like during this time of the semester, because nominations are out, nominations are available. And then my thought would be in the fall semester that people would take this letter and just send it out to people. Like we have a couple of people on who are on SGA on involvement, but don't attend meetings. And I think everybody can see those people. I'm not sure. So I think we should take like a couple of those people and just shoot them this email, because I do like the way this email is written. I will get to you in a minute, Cody. But that's my thought. I mean, my thought was just to discuss this over this meeting and then possibly see if we can add it added to the bylaw change on next week's meet, when we see Kathy when she comes back. Cody, you're all set. Go ahead.
Actually, this is standing for Chloe here.
Yeah, apparently you can't, I don't know if you can see my hand or not, but,
Yes, actually, I can.
oh. Okay, wait, maybe it's just the side you put, but I don't know. So I wanted to bring up real quick about the recruitment. So I think, didn't you say a while back that for recruitment, we were thinking about, you would make a list of all the different clubs? and
I
then
am,
each of us would
yes.
take a club and we'd go in
Yes.
and speak at one of their meetings?
Yes, I have that on my private one. I just have not put it up on SGA, which I'm going to be probably doing today.
So
So,
then we'll all just like put our names down for whichever ones that we're gonna go to.
yes,
Okay.
yes, that, let me just see something really quick. I'm gonna take a look at something. I just gotta check something really quick. Just want to make sure it's. My iPad is being a twit this morning. So, but yes, that is going to go out this afternoon. So we'll take care of that. I would just ask that people put, what club they're going to pick. And, that way we can get it done, especially towards what I call the push towards the end of the semester. And so that's going to be done today. So those who have been on, we're going to skip to the next thing. And if I may ask those in person, when you speak, please walk up to the top of where the screen is. That way we can see you. Because I would like a little blurb from everybody so far, please. Let's start with Cody, since you're at the end. Could you stand up and kind of face the camera and tell us about? Yes, I just want to debrief. No, your thoughts on SGA week, please. Because we're gonna call this a debrief of SGA week. And I just want to get everybody's opinion of what they thought of SGA week. You got to turn around.
No. I'm looking at you so I can see your expression here. Is this for us or is this for promotional material? Because there's two different responses here.
Well, what I want is how you thought SGA week went so far.
Okay, all right. Hi, people on the future one. Working on SGA week was definitely an interesting experience from a seminar standpoint. I think we definitely hit a lot of roadblocks that became quickly apparent as soon as the week began. But I feel like we had great success with the vouchers. We had over 20 people, which I think is, especially with the amount of foot traffic and costing that we did, I think it's a great success there. Obviously, it could be better, but I feel like we did a lot in that section. I think we're going to work more on club day to get the clubs more involved, more hyped up to be present on campus, or even promote it better ourselves. I feel like that's a constant theme throughout the event was I think we should have planned it out and started the things maybe a month or two in advance to give us that time to promote it more. But other than that, I think from a technical standpoint and actual functionality standpoint, actually, we did really, really well. I talked to a lot of students, we talked to a lot of students. We had a lot of engagement, not as much as we would like, but I feel like we did a really good job considering the time frame we had to set this all up. I think this is a beautiful foundation for future events and definitely a lesson learned for other ones to come after.
Thank you, Cody. I'm gonna probably I'm probably gonna jump between online people and on-campus people. Justina, could you please go next on your thoughts on SGA Week?
Hi. I really agree with Cody. I think a lot of what he said was like on point. Like, I wish there were more people, like we had a higher number, but the people that were there, I think that we definitely reached them. They acknowledged us. They seen that we were present, that there was more like going on the campus, and people are starting to get more involved, and it was nice. I wish more people attended the chat with the president. That would have been nice. But for the most part, I think like involvement day, like definitely with the clubs, I think that they should have been like a member at least present to talk to people. You know, I think if there were more people in there, it would have drawn more attention to that area. And not every group had a display board, but they weren't given any advance notice to even have one prepared. A lot of them were outdated and could be updated. And then we could also have included like Chloe put little notes like what times they're meeting, what days, stuff like that. I think if we had like a new list for each one that was, you know, accurate and updated, that would also be really good too. Because then if people ask, we didn't have the answers because we don't know all of the club's information ourselves. So that did make it a little challenging. But for the most part, I was glad to see that people were starting to like come out of their shells.
Thank you, Justina. Chloe, what about you? Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so, I don't know, I have mixed feelings about it. I think that people, I think, so, I work at the booth a lot, so like, people wouldn't necessarily stop and listen to the information. So I don't think we got across exactly what we were trying to for the event. So like on Monday, we only got, like, we did not get through all the gift cards, so basically everybody who entered won a gift card. Because we didn't really get a ton of people would walk by and like not really care. And the same thing, I think that the day number 2 swag day went a lot better because people were seeing that they could get an immediate prize out of it. So I think that went much better than Monday. Wednesday, like Justina said, that one, a lot of the boards were outdated, so I went around and I would make sticky notes and I'd go on involvement to get the exact times and days that they were meeting, and Cody helped me towards the end trying to get all the sticky notes on there because I had to go to class. So that was also a bit of a struggle. Getting things set up and putting them down. That was, I think that was a success. We got SGA members on campus every day. And then even from the LINK program, they were able to help us in some areas. So I think that was definitely a great thing. We had no problem getting anything set up. It's just the people didn't really want to get involved, I guess, if that's what I'm saying. I think it would have been a success if more people were like actually seemed to be interested. Because like Cody said, we did reach, or we did talk to people. But whether they followed through with that or not, the results seemed to go that they didn't. As for yesterday, I also agree with Justina that I wish there were more people for a chat with the president. I came in a little bit late. I wish there were more people online. I think was a better turnout than the in-person. Because I think there were quite a few people online for the chat with the president, right? There were a lot of people.
So, not at the start, but as the event went on, like 30 minutes in, we had a trickling of like 2, 3. I think I mostly had like 8 people in the chat room that weren't named Stephanie.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think the advertisement. I think for that, the advertisement was not as like there was nobody sitting out being like, "Hey, go chat with the president." And then the times I did go out to do that, there's like nobody on campus, so I think that was also pretty hard. And then as for today, I don't know how many people actually signed up for the raffle. I've been talking to people all morning, but people just don't really seem to be interested. So it's kind of like a both, like a 50-50 thing. Like part of me says it's successful, but only for those who, like, there are only very few people who participated, and it was successful for them because they had a great time. But for the amount of people that we missed, I don't know, I have mixed feelings about that. So I was kind of hoping it's gonna go a little bit better, and people would stop, but yeah.
Okay, Ernest, what about you?
I think the SGA week was like good, but we could have done oh, you guys can see me. The SGA week was good, but we could have done better. As Chloe, I think they pretty much said everything that I wanted to say, but like during these days, as like the president said during yesterday during the meeting, he said like now like it's more hard, like it's our engagement in the school is even like different after the COVID. So I feel like we need to do like how AJ used to like recruit people.
Yep.
It's more easier than right now. Right now we have to do like more like I don't know, move like a step further or like do like better than it used to be, because it's more harder to like talk to people and like even yeah like me and Cody, I think, and me and Chloe and Cody were talking to a few people, but like it's just the engagement was like I don't know, it's kind of like different right now because of the COVID and all that. So I think we may have to like think about how we approach this maybe the next time we do this.
Yeah, I agree. And thank you, Ernest. Jen?
So I think it was all right. It wasn't great, could have been better. Part of the problem with engagement is a lot of the students get here right when they're supposed to be in class and they're running to class. So they're not here early enough that they can take a minute and talk with us. Like Chloe said, Tuesday was the best day, in my opinion, because people had an immediate drive, they were doing something, and while they were trying to log on is when I was trying to talk to them about the free credit course and everything like that, to try to get them interested in that. I had quite a few that were interested. Whether they went and did it, I'm not sure. But we had a lot more people that were scanning QR codes, logging into Involve Now. I must have helped at least 4 or 5 people create their Involve Now because they didn't have an account yet. So that was good. We got more people on there. But like everyone said, the engagement's not great. Everyone is just trying to get here, get to class and go. Some people have like busy lives, so it's hard. When it comes to what Justina said with the clubs and not having their boards updated, I know Kathy sent out an email at least a week before the event, asking the clubs to update their boards, possibly have somebody there, so they were given a week's notice, which isn't completely fair. If we're gonna be doing this continually, it's something where we should have a month in advance notice so that we can plan the days, plan the times, give the clubs enough time to make their new boards. And it should be something that they should be doing probably every fall. If they're not having a board that is gonna be updated, that's kind of difficult because you don't know the times and everything else. And like Justina said, we can't talk about a club if we don't know about it. They need to know so that they can have people at the event. So I mean, I think that would work out better that way. Today, they have until 4 o'clock to submit videos. I do know that a lot of students are graduating or they're almost done. A lot of people have financial aid where they don't need a free course. So maybe it's something where that might not have been the greatest idea. Maybe we should go towards a laptop or laptop case or something so that people can actually use it no matter where they are in their educational journey. Because I know some students were like, oh, I don't need a free credit course. I'm leaving, I'm graduating, this and that. So we need to come up with a different idea. It was a great idea, but I think we need to have something that anyone could use. In that sense, that way there's more people drawing to it. Other than that, I think we talk to a lot of people-ish, but a lot of people just want to do their classes and go home because of the whole COVID has messed everything up.
Okay, thank you. Cody, you wanted to add something?
Yes, I did. So, like I said, I think most of us literally put it to level is that the structure of the event and the prize, I think, from a design standpoint, was amazing. We had all these events planned out like that, and the purchasing that we received is, and it's very easy to put a lot of blame on lack of engagement and all this other stuff. But I feel like a lot of the event was strictly down to not meeting exactly what the students would like or have available in the schedule. That on top of planning was definitely, I think, going forward, a major issue we need to think about well in advance. We talk about a week, talk about 2 weeks. I don't think that's enough time. I think us giving and getting this whole stuff together a week ahead of time seemed to overwhelm a lot of people. The moment they said forget it, and then others won't do it. So I think if we're going to do other events, definitely give them maybe a month and a half in advance before this event starts to kick off. In terms of actually student organizations, like Ernest said, and like one of you last said, we did go and talk to students, we did get engagement, and like Jim perfectly said, they just want to go to their class. They want to find where their class is and go home to see their family, go to work, and those type of stuff. And I feel that we need to tailor ourselves more to the people, and we can see this in the success of day 2, where the prizes were immediate. I think we were asking way too much. Even if it was an extra 10 seconds, 20 seconds, it was too much in between that were stop moments for a lot of students. If we were to have this in the future, a lot more immediate, a lot less demanding, maybe we talk about if we got the word out more to more students or widen the net of the prize, I don't think that would have been enough to raise the number of 0 to even 2 or 3. I think it was too demanding or just not engaging enough for students to participate. I think maybe it was it written less flashy or less barrier to entry, more people would participate. So I think going forward, definitely more organization and more tailor fitting for the students.
Okay, thank you. So Justina had to jump off for a second. She'll be right back. So what's my thought is, so if we decide to do another one for the fall semester, we're probably going to want to get more signage out, more time frames. And I kind of do agree with you guys regarding the class thing, because a 3 credit class is awesome. Getting that from President Vanderhoeven was amazing. But and I can see on here, like, a lot of it wasn't, did you guys have issues tracking did you guys have issues scanning the QR codes?
Big time. Yeah. Big time. Even on day 2, when we had the prizes, it was saying invalid all morning. And I had to have people try again and again.
Okay, so
And
what
the other issue is one thing.
did you guys actually, and I should have mentioned this earlier, I should have mentioned this over the weekend, before the events. Did you guys get a handwritten list of names?
No, because Kathy said as long as they were scanning the QR
Go
code,
back later.
we could go back later. And no one was allowed to do, I'd say no one was allowed. I made sure that QR codes were scanned and everything was all set before they did the next part to get an entry or to get a prize. That way we had record of who was there.
Yes, and I can go in and I can tell you that on the swag day, we had 32 people who were scanned in.
I swear to God, it was more than that.
That's how
But-
many were scanned. That's how many I can see right now who were attended.
Yes, I had to have some people, the QR code wouldn't even work, so I had them go into Involve Now, find the event, and then just click that they were attending because the QR code wasn't working.
So let me see. Oh. There might be another way.
No, you have to RSVP. I mean, everyone RSVP.
Yeah, that's what I.
So
Yeah.
you had people go in and RSVP.
Yes, I had everyone do that.
Yeah,
Okay, so you had people RSVP.
Every single one.
but when
Okay.
they scanned the QR code, it popped up like your attendance has been recorded, but then that we have them RSVP as an extra precaution, just like so we could go
Just
back
make
and make
sure,
sure
yeah.
that they got it.
Okay. So what I will do is this afternoon, I will go through. Did you also have them do that for Monday as well?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, because I'm looking and I'm seeing on the gift card giveaway, I saw an RSVP count of 14, but I see 20 attended.
There should be 19. Okay, so Jen.
I did it to see if it would work.
20. So there should only be 19 who were entered into the drawing.
I see people who were attended. So that includes like us. Like I see. Okay. So I see some of them like, but we can talk about this after the SGA meeting as well. So basically, okay, Cody, go ahead.
Yeah, I just, since we're on the topic about the steps we needed for people to become involved, I would just say the entire process has just been clunky the entire time. The YouTube video was very, for submissions, we had to use a third party side of YouTube and then have them have it unlisted. And that was just trying to describe that to my, because I talked in front of all my classes and having to describe what to do was just confusing for even me. You would have to understand YouTube and you would have to understand how to make a video, then put it into YouTube and then understand how to submit it. Clunky. The submission process, I had my own friends come up to the booth and then trying to walk them through the QR code and then trying to explain to them how to go through the process and how RSVP just be entered. I could see the like, okay, I'm doing this because I'm your friend
Yeah.
on their face. Like with the second day, I think we definitely had 30 people to success because stuff was more immediate. I think that should also apply to submissions into the event itself. It needs to be more streamlined. It's
What I
become way
think
too much
we
stopgap.
need to do next, if we do this again with the submissions, is I think we need to have have the submissions due before SGA week, like we had originally planned, instead of having them do during SGA week.
Yeah, I think majority of our problems come down to just how short a time frame we put all this together. That's it.
Yes.
We did an amazing job with like what, maybe a week or two?
Yes.
We put this all together in 2 weeks, not discounting the work we did from all of us. Amazing that was able to call this together. But it's just something to build off for next time we go around.
Oh,
Or
yes,
even
I
any
agree.
other-
And you know what, when it comes to the submission, like you said, it's a mess. It was a long process. Maybe it's something that if they're gonna go do this again going forward, something you could actually talk to the media department about, where that,
Yeah.
maybe it would be easier if people could make their own videos and then submit them to media could put them where they need to go, or something like that, so that people aren't have to worry, maybe they can meet with media.
I agree 100%. I want to take a second here to do my own Steve Jobs moment and say that I don't want any of us to walk away from here thinking that it's the students who failed because they weren't engaged, they didn't want to participate.
Yeah, no.
We needed to make them engage or see the value of what we're doing here. And
Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Okay, guys, I just want to say something. Nobody failed at this. Okay, because if you think about it, this entire SGA week wasn't done before. And plus, we're starting it just as COVID is pretty much, praying to God, ending. So we don't have our full population on campus. Okay, so for what we've done so far this week, I think we did an amazing job.
Exactly.
Yes, yeah.
And I
Yeah,
want to
think
thank,
it is-
I want to thank everybody who took the week on campus. You know, I was unable to come on campus, but I want to thank you all for being on campus. Okay,
Thank you. Chloe had something to say.
go ahead, Chloe. I apologize.
No, you're good. It's just trying to like coordinate when you say something and then I say something at the same time. There's like I think there's a delay. So I don't know. That was interesting. But I was just gonna say I liked how like when we needed to the most, like all the SGA members were able to come together and step up to the plate, and we, as a group, were able to and like Cody said, I think as a whole, that the event was like, it was successful. Oh my goodness, success.
Yeah.
Thank you. Successful in the fact that we all were able to come together and to at least be there. So, and I think we definitely need to make it more of like a 1, 2, 3 step process instead of 7, 8, 9, 10 step process in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I said fail, I don't mean that as in like a negative thing, but just like a matter of the fact of what we had here. The actual thing is, like, this has been, from like a jumping off point, a huge lesson for all of us, a huge lesson and an amazing foundation to build off of now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Having this experience, I feel like comfortable that next time we have to plan any event, whether that's like the garlic festival or another SGA meeting, we can.
Food truck festival.
Yes, look, we're working with ideas. The point is that while I say fail in that regard, it's been a major success, I think, in terms of just getting us ready for another event.
I think-
Us coming together has been, like Chloe said, us coming together and actually being here, especially with our lives, how we had to shift things around to make what we had here happen is just amazing.
Yeah. No, I
Okay.
think what Cody was referring to before was more so, we can't just blame that the students didn't want to engage.
Yeah.
We weren't, as much as we prepared that we did, we need to tailor it more to the students a little bit more. So it's not that anyone failed, but we can't blame it on the students either, because we didn't plan more in advance. We did great with what we did, but we definitely need more preparation on it.
And I absolutely think that going forward, we want to keep both ends, virtual and in person. So going
Yeah.
forward, I think we should continue having that, because people who are virtual, the people who are working virtually, were able to still have them be engaged. It's like exactly a chat with the president, like Stephanie was able to run that, and then that's where most of the success came from. So I feel like there are still a lot of people who are off campus. So to have both, to have both options is a good way that we should move forward, I think.
Can we look at the submissions and see who?
I cannot see, I have just tried, I cannot see so far. But I'm gonna check another way after the meeting. Okay, we need to get back to our agenda, guys. The next thing is new business. As an FYI, for those who are graduating this spring and over the summer in August, please do your petition to graduate form.
Done.
What's
Yeah,
up?
Nothing.
Okay. Ernest, are you graduating?
Yep.
Did you do your petition to graduate?
Yep.
Okay. Jenny, you graduating? What?
Yes?
You are?
Yeah,
Did you do your petition to graduate?
yes, early
Okay.
February.
Did you do
Okay.
your petition, Steph?
Of course I did.
Keeping you honest.
And I know Cody didn't do yours because you're not graduating.
I'm here forever. I'm glued to my seat.
But are there any announcements?
I just want to add something to that. You'll have to let Justina know because she's not here, and I don't know if she did that or not. Like,
She
if
did
you
her
bring
petition to graduate.
Okay.
Awesome.
Good.
I'm in another group with her. I'm in another club with her. So I
Okay,
had
good.
mentioned that at the other club on Tuesday.
Okay, that's good. I just want to make
Okay,
sure. You got it.
so upcoming events are,
Leadership training.
we have the lead confidentiality workshop this afternoon. And I think that is, let me just make sure, lead confidentiality. And then on the 15th, you guys, is the spring break career conference. I think that's going to be open to everybody. Okay. And tomorrow, actually this afternoon, when you leave campus, I want everybody to have a safe and wonderful spring break. And we need to make a decision. I know Justina's not here, so, but we can always text her when she hops back on. Do we want to meet? Let me just check my calendar for something. Where's my calendar?
You're the 18th.
So our next meeting is the 25th, which is the Friday after spring break. Do we want to have our non-SGA meeting the week of spring break?
I think since it's just super informal, I think it'd be good just to touch base.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need to be a full
Yeah.
2-hour adventure.
Just because
Okay.
we're on spring break doesn't mean new submissions won't come in. So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're gonna keep it at what time? At 10 o'clock? Or do you guys want to move it a little bit later?
I'm working. I can't go any later than what we usually have it.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yep, 10's fine for me. Ernest, are you okay with the 10 o'clock next Friday, even though it's spring break?
Yep.
Okay, and I will text Justina to let her know. Oh, Cody, what's up?
Yeah, I just wanted to say before, since we're wrapping things up, that I think from here on out, we should follow the earnest method of aggressive engagement tactics.
Oh my.
While we're in the hallways, we were talking to the students in there. Yeah, but he would side eye me and go and try to get me to talk to other people passing by. And I feel like because of him, that's why I created that letter. I feel like maybe that's why we got some people on the Zoom call. We talked to people in the cafeteria. I think we could do with a few more earnest something too.
Oh yeah.
Yep, I agree. Ernest has been very good with his position this year. I think everybody has done an amazing job. So anything else besides that for announcements? No, going once, going twice, hearing crickets in the room. So our next SGA meeting is March 25th, which is the week, the Friday after when we get back to campus. So I actually, here's a good thing. This meeting is adjourned at 10:52 a.m.